Be the change. Be the change. Monday morning. For a lot of us, it means that you're about to go into another work week. It can be daunting. It can be, okay, here we go, and then off you go. I would suggest that whatever you do with this coming week, like, make it into your spiritual practice. Like, being in a job can be a very, very good place to practice mindfulness, to practice inner stillness, to practice, you have to, in a job or in for the most part, you have to interact with a lot of different people. And so how do these interactions affect you? Like, do you have any triggers that come up? And then maybe you can note it, write it down somewhere. Okay, when such and such happened, I felt this. And now you can get to know yourself in a different way. You can also practice like being present. Like when I do cashiering, I focus on presence if I remember it. Sometimes I just get lost in thoughts and everything that happens around me, and everything is chaotic and it takes a lot of energy, and then at the end of the day I'm exhausted. But if I remember to breathe, tune into the moment, make it be present, notice the space around me, breathing, feeling my inner body, and then just allow what happens to happen. At the end of the day, I'm not nearly as tired as I would be if my mind and my energy went into all these different directions. If I'm able to focus it within and make it into my spiritual practice, then by the end of the day, I have accomplished many, many more things. Like, I'm not nearly as exhausted. I can do other things with my life as well, not just working. I have practiced my spiritual presence, which is where joy arises, love arises, everything. And so that would be my new week encouragement. And so, great spirit, Father God, source of all things, presence. What is the overall message today? Transformation. I love transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. One thing that you can do for transformation is what we just talked about, like practicing your spirit, taking your spiritual practice into your work, so that while you're working, you also practice your spiritual practice and the things that you want to be better at handling. Like, if there's always this one person who makes you angry or whatever. And then they always come in and it aggravates you every time. And then now you have a bad day because you allowed this other person to come in and aggravate you. So now you're feeling aggravated, which is not as nearly as good as feeling peaceful and present. And so how can you work on that so you don't allow outer energies to come in and change how you feel about things? And then let's see what a question that we can ask today is. Okay, we got Six of Pentacles. What situation in your life needs balance? Time management, perhaps how you use your money, your resources. Sometimes we get over money happy or spending money happy and hopping out there and getting everything that we think we really needed, and then you have to pay the bill. And so what kind of balances can we find? And maybe there's a new way. There's a new way. Like, if you can bring your spiritual practice into your job or into your workspace or into where you spend most of your time, or anywhere that you move in around in your life, and you bring the presence, you bring the awareness with you. Now you're just like a moving light walking around in the darkness, in the unconsciousness out there, and then you bring your awareness and your consciousness in there. And it will be like a little street light for the unconscious mind, who also is wanting to find peace and also is wanting to find happiness. There are so many things that we can do for ourselves, as humans. So, currently there is something going on in your mind. Perhaps there is this new idea. So a new way, a fresh new way of living emerges, the transformation card. And in your mind space, so perhaps in your mind, on your mind somewhere, there's been this idea of perhaps a new job, or perhaps a investment, new way of income. Perhaps it's been on your mind how you can add to what you already have, a new way of living, perhaps create more balance in your budget, balance in your time, balance in who you're spending your time with, clearing out old clutter in your time management and who you are allowing into your presence. And then 10 of Pentacles, so perhaps overspending, so it's in like the physical, perhaps it's about like overeating. It can be overindulging in sweets. It can be overindulging in binging. I guess probably also TV games or whatever, video games, which also it can be exercise, overindulgence in it, or lack of it. So not too much of it or too little of it, finding some kind of balance. What kind of situation in your life needs balance? Perhaps you never take your body to do anything, or you never take your body to strengthen anything. So your body is just having to take whatever you feed it, and then being neglected, like overlooked for a big part. And so this might be a message to someone that it could be a good idea to start to strengthen your body. This is your frame. I don't care how old you are or how long you've already been here on planet Earth or what your situation is. Every single body on planet Earth can do something to improve the strength, the health, to be present in the body, to take back your ownership of your own body. And so finding balance in the ways to do that. Perhaps the balance in your life that needs balance is going to be an idea that you have to take yourself into a new exercise routine, take yourself into a new plan, like making a schedule for your week. Now you're going to be doing this, so that you'll be more balancing your time. And for the soul, healing, the star. Okay, the stars. So healing, having fun, enjoying life, interacting with others, sharing time, sharing space with other people, healing hope, taking care of yourself, healing old wounds. For the soul, like if you carry so much grief or you carry so much bitterness or anger for things that happened in the past, then you're suffocating your soul. And so your soul won't be able to feel free or feel joyful or feel like alive and vibrant. And it can be over excessive things of also like with buying too many expensive things that we don't really need them. Like if you think about it, you might want them because everybody else has them. And if you don't have them, then you are gonna be different than the others. And so if you stand up and you dare to be different, and then you can maybe also understand that all these things that they say that you need, you don't really need it. Like you can moderate it and you can modify it so it fits your life, so it fits your budget and it fits your style, so that you don't have to overcompensate in any way or underperform in any way, but you're finding the balance where you're at, and your balance will change when your life changes. And by doing these little things, you're going to kickstart a transformation of your own life. And that is indeed a beautiful thing. Working on goals can be a daunting experience sometimes, depending on what goals you have. Some people don't even have a goal. So manifesting without having hope for it to be actually created. So be careful what you manifest. Be careful what you wish for. Your thoughts, they may come true, you know. And so if you're going to okay, so Esther and Abraham Hicks says, there are two surefire ways to understand what your vibrational offering is. Notice what is happening in your experience, for what you are focused upon and what is manifesting are always a vibrational match. And notice how you feel, because your emotions are giving you constant feedback about your vibrational offering and your point of attraction. And so if you don't have hope that the things that you do will come to you, if you feel like it's not even worth it, it's not really worth doing that, and I'm just gonna go buy it by myself, and I don't really want to involve anyone else. Or if you have that kind of mindset, then whatever you are, because the magician is showing up here, so you are manifesting. We are all manifesting, one way or the other. We are all manifesting, and this is asking you to check in with what is actually coming into your presence. Like what are your thoughts and your feelings doing? Because if you're in your mind and you just be, well, I want this and this and this, and then you're having all this grief from before, you have all this anger from before that you didn't work on it yet, and so it's still there, it's still in your body. And so you're starting to manifest, and then you just get angry responses from whoever you reach out to. They all come with like whatever weird responses. And so because it's going to reflect how you feel inside and what the offering that you have. And if you don't want to create something new, you might just want to repeat something that has been already done, or you might just want to do the safe route. So you don't want to overextend yourself. You don't want to do something different. You want to do it the same way. And so you don't want to be creative or birth something new. So you're holding it back. And then, so your goal, it won't be able to manifest. So you're showing up with a new idea of taking your time back, maybe overindulging. So taking some time out to sit down with yourself, give yourself a good hug, and be your own best friend. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't be beating yourself up or judging yourself and all that. Just be like, hey, loving creature, beautiful soul, I am here, and I am going to figure out how I can align myself within so that I can manifest the things that I actually really want in my life. So finding balance and finding it within is going to be the first challenge to manifest the life that you really want for yourself. And so the conflict can be a lack of planning. And then a message coming in quick. Lack of planning and action, fast forward action, can be kind of, or quick change. So the conflict can be avoiding, perhaps trying to avoid conflict can create conflict sometimes. If you don't stand up in your truth and stand up as yourself, confident, loving, caring, like you would for anybody else, and you would be kind to them, you'd be kind to yourself also. And so having you're trying to manifest something in your life, and Perhaps you just got away from people who were talking down on you, people who were creating conflict in your life, people who were, oh, they were your friends, but they were two-faced friends. So you just saw one face and then the other face came out when you weren't there. And breaking out of patterns like that is going to be very, very beneficial. And also breaking out of pattern, unhealthy, toxic relationships, they are everywhere because people are unfortunately so toxic and unconscious in their behaviors. And so there's going to be created a lot of, also like if you plan something, like because here you're showing up with the magician. So in your goal, you obviously have a goal that you want to put into place. And here is also a fresh new way of living emerges by saying goodbye to toxicity. Everything that makes you feel less than, everything that makes you feel off course, every time they try to squander your plans, like you have been sitting down trying to plan out something and then your two-faced friend comes in here and they'll be like, oh, saying something, and then they, now she's feeling insecure again, and now he's not feeling himself again. So now there won't be anything of those plans coming in, and then it makes them feel better because they don't want to do anything. But they are not the problem. You just have to find the strength within yourself to cut the ties with people like that. Because if you have a dream and you have a goal that you want to accomplish, you have to have people around you who can support you also. Otherwise, it will be it would be very difficult. It would be very difficult to get anything done other than to get beat up, get lower self-esteem, lower self-worth. All that stuff will happen in toxic situations. So finding a better balance, taking your time back so you can take your time back and rather meditate and love on yourself and connect with the spirit, connect with consciousness, and do that work instead of hanging out with people who don't want you what's best for you anyway. So making a judgment to rather find a way that you can stay in your own path, stay on your own lane, and then you can find the balance so that you can find this new fresh way of living and be that phoenix that rises out of the toxicity and the ashes of people who never wanted you to succeed. And you find your own way to succeed by taking care of yourself and bringing out your true essence, and you already succeeded. Okay, so there is a person on your mind. And this can be any person that is coming up on your mind, that is on your mind. And this person makes you very happy to think about them. Makes you very happy to think about them. And sometimes in our mind, we also create illusions, or we create wishes, or we create stories in our minds. And this, like the person that you're thinking of, they would be everything that could make you happy. So whoever this person is in your mind, you feel like they are going to make you very happy. Though they kind of show up here as mute, or like unwilling to take responsibility, or unwilling to stand up for what they believe in, unwilling to speak their truth. Which makes it difficult for you to find the place within yourself where you can make a decision in regards to this person. And making a decision is sometimes difficult enough, even if you don't have all the confusion around it, or the quiet around it, or like the guesswork that some people want you to just guess all the time and assume things. And so taking all that out of the equation might help you be better at and also the choice with this person, it might lead to like a huge change, like major change, and breaking of cycles, breaking of breaking burdens, like breaking self-sabotaging. This person might be, but it's got to be some communication there. There's got to be some kind of standing up, taking responsibility for the situation, and moving forward with confidence and taking charge, instead of showing up as a king in a reverse that is unwilling to take responsibility, unwilling to speak what is on their mind, unwilling to communicate clearly, and unwilling to go within and have that deeper connection. The change, though, that could happen with this person, the choice, it would make it would create a huge change in your life. Which, if you are wanting a huge change in your life, it might be a good choice. And if you don't want a huge change in your life, then it might not be a good choice. And sometimes with toxic friends, they can be, or toxic romantic interests. They can be like in our, I know for me for sure, like my picker has been broken for so long that is, yeah. So picking people is very difficult when you come from a toxic background, when you come from a lot of trauma and drama. It's difficult to pick people because your system is out of whack a little bit. So that's a spiritual training right there. That definitely is good training to do when you have been through stuff like that, because you can realign yourself and maybe pick better for the future. But sometimes in our mind, oh my gosh, you can see this rose-colored glasses are right there, and they're big and huge, and you paint this picture of the true happiness and joy, and this is going to be, wow, the romance of a lifetime, and it's going to be all that and all that. And then, but if they never show up, like then they might be the toxic person here. Like they never show up, they don't communicate right, maybe they lie to you, they make up stories, they hide and seek, or they just play and pretend a little bit. And then you are sitting here confused, but making the choice can be a big change for you if you want to cut them out of your life. Maybe they have taken a lot of your time. Maybe they have created an imbalance in your life so that you focused more on them and took them more into consideration than your own energy. So all of your energy is going to them, and you're feeding them instead of making a decision. Okay, I'm done with the confusion. I'm done with the not knowing. I'm done with no communication. There is no answer, so there is nothing. And then so done with it, and then you cut it off, and that will take back, like you're not then you won't be self-sabotaging. You won't be overindulging in this energy, fantasy, illusion. And so it's going to create a big change in your life. And this might be the change where a new, fresh way of living emerges for you. And Spirit is saying, transformation. Leave the old behind, transform, make that change, big change. Make the change and stand up for who you are. Make the change and stand up for who you are, and don't be afraid to be who you are and stand in your own power. And be honest and clear about things. Start with a fresh. Be honest about things, be clear about things, clear communication, honest communication. Transformation and always honest communication leaves nobody. Honest communication leaves nobody feeling like a fool, feeling like an idiot, or feeling like someone just one-up them, or whatever it's called, or trick them. If you're feeling tricked in any kind of situation, it's not a good feeling. Like, it's not a good feeling to be the last person to know what everybody else is knowing, or whatever. And so being honest and clear in communications, and do this transformation, like make the change, cut the ties to all the toxicity that you can in your life. And toxic things can come in many ways, but they are always pulling you away from your true essence, your true self. And so clear communication, and then the awakening. So judgment, rising up from the ashes, or rising up from being unconscious, like these things with other people, how they pull on you, how they take your energy, how they do all that. It's very unconscious for most of us, for most of the time. Unless, of course, you sit down and you do the work. If you sit down and you do the work and you find balance, you find these things within your life, And you sit down, you be in your quiet, you center yourself, you do meditations, you quiet your mind so that you can feel the space around you. You call your energy back and you cut those ties to these people, to the toxic situations, places, things in your life. And you're gonna you're gonna find a fresh new way of living is going to emerge, for sure. And having faith in all the tumultuous trauma and drama, and being aware of what you are, how you feel and what you think, so that you can manifest the things that you do want to manifest into your life. Courage. It's all about growth. It's all about having the courage to go within and change the things that you want to change with your life. And it takes courage also to be able or willing to stand outside of the crowd and be a change maker, be a light, be different. The beautiful light in me, it honors, loves, and respects the same beautiful light in you. Until next time, namaste.